back. WNST, Towson, Baltimore. And Baltimore Positive. We're positively at Faidley's at the world-famous Lexington Market. Damie's been telling me, like, we're going to have one more show here in December. They're going to be in the new market at some point in early 24. But we're here right now. I've already had a crab cake. I've had fried oysters. Leonard Raskin's going to get some more. It's all brought to you by our friends at the Maryland Lottery. I have the new Raven scratch-offs. I have to give these out as part of our you got number one there. I hope you get the winner there. So we're here. I'm giving these out. Our friends at Window Nation are also here. I got the floppy hat doing my thing, 866-90 Nation. Here, have one. There you go. Merry Christmas. There you go. It's so much fun giving lottery tickets out.
Hey,
also brought to you by our friends at Jiffy
winners.
Lube. I got to tell Jiffy Lube, give some love. Well, Leonard Raskin is here. He is our sponsor for all things the American Dream, empowering people to choose their financial future at RaskinGlobal.com. Also, the beer bottle opener. We spent time together at the Oriole game on Thursday night. They lost.
Dude.
I'm not going to game with you anymore.
I'm 0-3. I'm 0-3
Stay
this
home.
year.
Stay the hell
look,
home.
I got home from the game. I posted right on Facebook when I got in the house. I'm 0-3. I'm not going back. This is terrible. Playoffs, World Series. What am I going to do? 0-3, man.
You didn't look confident enough to me on Thursday night when I was spending time with you.
The team didn't look confident enough to me.
Yeah.
A lot of bad swings. When Anthony Santander gets the golden sombrero, 0 for 4 strikeouts.
They're pressing.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
pressing.
Bases loaded, no outs. They get 1 run. Adley comes up, swings at the first pitch, hits into a double play. What is going on?
Well, I'd say by the time people listen to this early next week,
We'll
hopefully
know.
the Ravens do their thing in Cincinnati, and this week. But as we sit here right now, in the beginning of this, I want to be nervous for a minute, then we can get into other things.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready for, 2 weeks of back and forth trying to just avoid the bye and then having to deal with whatever this weekend is every day. Playoff baseball is
Right now.
it's nerve-wracking.
It's right now. Look, these guys are young. They've never been here. They a couple things, I think. First, they've never been in this situation.
Okay.
They're not the underdog. They're the favorite going into the series. They're in first place. You got to split.
Stadium's getting full.
Stadium's getting full. Friday night sold out for Adam Jones. You got to split. You got to end the series right where you started. At worst, you got to be 2 up. And so, nobody. What Mike Tyson say? Everybody's got to play until they get punched in the face.
Well, yeah, and the Orioles,
they got punched in the face. But the thing is, every game with Tampa this year has been tight. It's been 1-run games. There's been some extra inning. It's been tough. They're 2 really good teams.
Well, and the other thing is you might see them again a couple weeks from now.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is a big series. They got to split, and I think they're pressing. I think the other thing is a lot of these kids. You look, Gunnar crushed a home run still, but he hadn't played this many games. These guys,
The pitchers especially.
these guys, right? They're throwing. Bradish threw a beautiful game. You give up 4. That's okay. But
You gave up all 4 when I was sitting with you.
yeah,
That's the
no,
problem.
3 of the 4. 3 of the 4. The other one was a blast later. But I think they're pressing a little. I think the pitchers are throwing it out a little. But all in all, they just have to win. Got to split series, and play like they've been playing all year. Just do what they've done. They don't have to do anything extra. They just do what they've done.
Well, one of the things about you sponsoring the show and giving me this crazy crab mallet, you have an annual event that's coming up in a couple of weeks for all of your friends, clients, everybody in your life.
Yep.
And it always is a crab feast.
Absolutely.
It's always crabs with you.
Always crabs.
And, you're a Baltimore guy. But to bring you to Faidley's, I said to you, you've been to Faidley's before? You're like, yeah, of course I've been to Faidley's. Everybody. And I've been to Faidley's lately? Well, it's been a little while. Well, I'm back. You brought people here, right?
I did. We had a conference, national conference of not just financial advisors, but it was people from all business walks of life. It was how to produce better results in your business.
Okay.
It was what are the things you're missing in your process that will help you up your business, enhance your service model. I think the best analogy I can use is make your business more Disney-like.
Okay, fair enough.
How do you wow?
Soup it up.
How do you wow your folks? And one of the things that Disney trained his managers, his people to do is, I don't remember the exact name of it. I think it's called 1 up or X up or 10X up or whatever it is. But the goal was, how do we do things better, stronger, faster, and make people happier at Disney? And then when we get that down, how do we do it just a little bit better? And that was just what this conference was about. How do we do things just a little bit better to make people more excited, more happy?
So you had motivated people here that wanted to go crab cake in this city.
Well, we had a lunch. It was a 2-day conference, and we had lunch, and lunch was on your own. Breakfast and dinner were provided by the conference. Lunch was on your own, and we're in Baltimore. They said, what do we do for food? And the guy had a list. He had traditional. You come from people from out of town. You hand them a list of a dozen places you can go to lunch.
Who wants to go to a cheesecake factory in Baltimore?
Right. So, or is Hooters still open? I don't even know. Anyway.
Hooters is open.
At the Harbor?
I almost went in there for old time's sake. Thursday night.
Wow.
I was telling Damien, we parked the car for the game Thursday night.
Still open.
We parked down by the mechanic, and I was thinking about coming up here and getting a crab cake. It was a little late because she closed around 5:30. But we were going to go to Amici's, but didn't have time.
Right.
We wound up, and a free plug for Ramen Atsuki, fantastic place. Really, it's a great place. We got some quick Japanese food, which we ate very quickly. But we walked past the Hyatt, and we looked over, and the first thing my wife's like, how did I stay in business in that new location? Because the old location was great, right? I did the show there many times, right?
Yeah.
And my wife's like, look, if there's a line at the ramen place, I'll do the wings, but that's it.
I didn't know Hooters was still open. So
I'm like, they have cold beer. I know that.
But who's going to Hooters? I said, put that list away. So I'm the only guy in the conference from Baltimore. Everybody else all over the country.
Well, they had to listen to you then.
Right. So they said, where should we go? I said, we should go to Faidley's. So we're down at the Harbor. Dozen of us walked over. They said, what do we get? I said, what do you get? You get a crab cake. What do you mean, what do you get?
Number one, baby.
You get a crab cake. So we walked in. They said, okay, where do we sit down? I said, you don't sit down. You walk through the line. You get your food. You come over here. You stand yourself up.
See, we went through this when you weren't here.
And you
Damien and I were talking about her new Gucci place in Catonsville, the fishmonger's daughter. And I said, you know how weird it's going to be to, sit down and have someone take my order, and they're going to bring me a Faidley's crab cake on a hard plate with forks and knives.
What's up with that?
That's weird, man.
That doesn't fly.
That's weird.
What's up with that?
When she said that, she said we're still having this.
That's right.
She said it'll only be at nighttime we'll do service like that. At lunchtime, you'll still be able to come in and stand next to strangers and eat a crab cake Baltimore style.
You got to have Baltimore. And then
right.
I don't know. You don't have dessert, right? You don't have dessert?
No, we usually let the rest of the market.
Right,
no,
deal with the market.
The market.
So here's my thing. Got to do the crab cake. Got to do the
He wants vanilla ice cream.
No.
Ice cream.
No, after the crab cake, you got to have burger cookie.
Yeah, there you go.
Got to go burger cookies, baby. Come on. If you're doing crabs, okay, here's my thing.
You're a real Baltimore guy.
You do crabs, you do vanilla ice cream after crabs.
Vanilla ice cream.
But if you do crab cakes,
you do burger
you
cookies.
Cap it off with a burger cookie. That's a beautiful thing.
I learn things. Leonard Raskin empowers people to find their best selves and money and the American dream and all. What does that mean to people?
I'll
people
tell
say,
you.
"What do you do?" Damien just met you. What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? So we do financial consulting. That's what we do. But that's not what we're known for. It's not what we're about. What we're known for is for business owners. We help business owners get their time back, have their life, so they can, in their business and in their family and in their life, do the things they want to do. Have the American dream. Do whatever it is that they want to do that their business provides for them. Nobody that we've ever worked with that owns a business, their goal is to grow the business, grow the business, grow the business. It's grow the business so you can put the kids through school, so you can retire someday, so you can help charities.
Go to Bora Bora.
So you can do whatever you want to do. So you can enjoy the Orioles playoffs, or maybe they win when you're there. So you can have the life you want. And
so you can afford playoff tickets.
That's right. And that's done through the operation of your business. So we handle investments, we handle insurance, we help people with tax planning, we help people with estate planning. But when you get right down to it, it's helping entrepreneurs, helping executives, helping people understand how to use their money to create whatever it is that they want in their life. And make sure that they're not ruled by their job, ruled by their business, but that it's a means to create what they want rather than oh my God, I got to be there 40 hours, 80 hours, 200 hours. How do I survive this?
This felt like work to me this morning. My back hurt this morning. I got up early. The Orioles lost. I mean, I loved Amy. I loved Faidley's. I knew the cop and I knew I was going to see you. I was with friends. The one thing I did when I was packing my stuff, my back hurt, and I didn't feel like grabbing any of this stuff, I thought of Chad Steele taking my press pass because my back hurt, and that angered me this morning. But then I picked the stuff up, and I thought, I'm going to be with friends today. I'll get through this. I'm going to make it through this here today.
Right.
But, like, there's some days it feels like a job,
Right. Well, that's right.
And you
some
feel
days
like, what am I getting out of this?
That's right.
Oh, I'm going to see Kick Sunday night. All right.
And you know what
I'll make it.
I'm getting a belt buckle. I'm getting a nut.
My Eagles belt buckle.
There you go.
I wore that for the Cotton State Eagles. I knew you'd
there you
love
go.
that.
So you're getting another belt buckle. You're going on another trip. Your wife's going on another trip. You're going to have the ability to go to another concert, to hang out with your son, and have that life. And so you do this so that. And what I do is I step in the middle of this and that and make sure you do the right things to get as much of that as this can provide. That's what I'm about.
All right.
That's what we're about.
That's it. Leonard Raskin, Raskin Global. He loves sports as much as you do. He loves the American dream as well. He's got a great crab feast coming. So the story behind this thing, you said you have trouble getting these?
Well, we found them, and we wanted to get them for our crab feast, our annual crab feast, clients and friends.
You've seen these, Amy, right? Yeah, okay.
And we found this with the bottle opener on the end. And I said, that is magnificent. And we went online.
That's Disney. That's a wow.
There is one supplier of these. That's it. One place where we found them. And patented.
Patent pending.
It's patented.
07. No, is that a D or no? 0706090. Made in USA.
And the gal that makes them, the company that makes them, because I guess the plague, had supply chain issues and couldn't guarantee us that they could produce enough of them in time for the crab feast. We're like, oh no! So
you got more now. You got a back
we've ordered ahead.
Okay.
So we have a stash of these for people that if they come in and want one, we can give you one.
I've been holding this one up. I carry it in my bag with my Window Nation hat and my lottery tickets. I'll get some Jiffy Lube swag too. So I've been carrying it with me the whole time. It's clean. And I kept telling him we're going to go eat crabs. We ate crabs together about 6 weeks ago, and I didn't bring it, right? So we're over at Costas. I'm banging crabs. And I said, I forgot your mallet. And then my wife bought crab legs. She made a big vat of crab soup. It had all that okra and stuff that you guys made fun of. It was so delicious. She made it Labor Day weekend. It was so good. She brought home crab legs, and they were in the soup. And she didn't want to mess with them. And they're all washed out because they've been in the soup anyway, but I'll eat them. So she's like, there's a crab mallet in the drawer. And I reached in, and it was the used one that I didn't even know we had.
There
I said,
you go.
How did we get two? She's like, that was mine from last year. I'm like, oh. So I used it.
We give it to you. We give it to people coming into the crab feast, but some people don't want to use it, so we have regular ones for if you want to use it. As far as I'm concerned, if you don't use it, didn't serve its purpose.
Well,
it's to be used.
It can be used to be open a beer too.
That's you can use it to open a beer.
All right.
It's fantastic. So
playoffs and playoff tickets and playoff money. I want to talk to you about this. Had a dear friend of mine who lives in Dundalk. I've known her whole life. She had some tickets. She has some financial challenges.
Yep.
I bought a couple tickets from her Thursday night for the game. I think I saw you out there.
Yep.
And she said, I can't afford the playoff tickets. Then I was with a friend who's a business owner who runs a business and got the order form. So it was $12,000 to buy the playoff tickets.
Wow. How many tickets? That can't be one seat.
That's 11 potential games, right?
Right, but how
11
many tickets?
11 potential games.
How many seats?
4.
4 seats. Okay. So how much was that? 12 grand?
It's $3,000 a strip.
$3,000 a strip for 11 tickets. Okay. I was gonna say 12 grand, one ticket. That would be ridiculous.
So,
$3,000. That's coin.
So the city's about to get an awakening on this, and I've talked about it.
It'll sell out.
It makes me a bad
It'll sell
guy.
out. It's going to sell out. I'm telling you, people are going to buy it. It's such. I mean, when's the last time we were in the playoffs with hope?
I'm not here to say it won't sell out.
Oh, it'll sell.
I'm saying that the price structure of this is going to be fascinating for the fans.
Yeah.
Who this week didn't want to spend $6, $8 to go out there to see.
Couldn't believe how few people were there to see Tampa.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
our fan base is loves giveaways. They love shirts. They love bobbleheads, right? Do they love winning baseball
right.
at $200 a throw for playoff tickets?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, we spend a lot of money on football tickets in this city.
You darn right.
We don't have any problem saying.
But you have 8 games.
Ravens played the Texans last week. How much did you spend in your tickets?
Mine are season tickets.
Okay, but your club seat
tickets, I think $400 a ticket, something like that.
That's an outrageously high
It is.
number, right?
It is.
Now, so $2.25 for a baseball playoff game doesn't sound
out of line
for you, right?
Because it's special.
A once in a lifetime.
Well, hope not.
No, right. Yeah, right.
But once in a while. It's been a while.
Right.
Last playoff game I went to was Detroit.
But how much is too
Detroit.
much? I mean, you're a guy with means, right?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
stroke a check. I mean, you
They're going to lose if I go, so I can't spend anything.
He's not going. No, I have
couple
asked
$100
this question, and,
It depends-
and
where
I'm
am I
not,
sitting? Where am I
look, if
sitting?
I were taking phone calls from people today and doing 481-1570, I could sit here all day and take phone calls
Yep.
just by saying, how much would you pay? Not
Depends
your
where's the-
fantasy
wait,
land,
wait,
not
wait.
because you hit the
No.
lottery.
Where's the seat?
The-
Where's the
to
seat?
get in. To get in, to
They
stand on the
gotta
flag
have.
court.
They got to have. No, that's not $3,000 for the series.
No,
No, I'm saying.
I don't know where his seats were.
$50.
I'm saying what?
$50. I mean, how much are those seats? $6? Is that what it is?
You think it's $50 to get in the World Series game?
Is it $6 to stand in the flag court?
Yeah, $8.
$50. You think they're going to be $100 for standing room?
For World Series?
Yeah.
For the World Series, the standing room will be $650.
No way. Can't be.
I've watched this for year after year.
You
This is
really?
where I'm telling you.
This is what it's going to be.
Like I do this every year on StubHub to try to figure it out, and it's.
You're saying resale. You're
I'm
not saying from the Orioles.
From the Orioles, maybe $275, maybe $3.25.
Can't
Oh,
be.
look at this, man!
Look at
this.
that. Look at that.
You know you're at Faidley's when you see this, right?
Is that beautiful?
That's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful.
No, I'm asking you what you're willing to spend.
Yeah.
If I had World Series tickets for you right now and said, they're terrace box, they're down the third base side, they're section 62 or whatever that is, we call it down the third base side.
Yep. Couple $100.
Fifth row back.
Couple
hundred for World Series. What's couple hundred? Is that 200 or 800?
I'd go $500 a ticket.
You might get in for that.
I'd go $500.
You might get in 500. You might get in, but you might not.
Well,
because and it's going to depend who they play too.
Of course.
Because the Braves don't have fans in that
they
way.
don't
You know what I mean? They don't travel.
They barely fill their stadium for a World Series.
If they were playing the Phillies in the World Series and the
It'd be
Phillies
pretty
people
crowded.
were coming down,
Be pretty
that would
crowded.
make the ticket $900, $1,000. The Phillies
on
were in the
StubHub.
World
You're
Series.
talking about on StubHub.
If you wanted to go to a Phillies World Series game last year and just walk in,
Yep.
it was $1,100. I mean, it wasn't like,
It's
dude, it
obscene.
wasn't $3.25. Let's get in the car and go to a World Series game.
That's
At
crazy.
$3.25. So my wife and I, if you were to say to me right now, I got tickets for Game 2 of the World Series. Your wife and you, we did the game Thursday. We had a good time. We had a really good time Thursday. We did not have a bad time. We did not have an $800 night kind of time for a World Series. And my wife and I talked about this. We got home. On the way home, we talked about it. I said, did you have fun tonight? She's like, yeah, I had a great time. I've been to 1 billion baseball games. I've been to 58 World Series games in my life, right? I said to my wife, all right, our financial situation right now, which you always preach to both of us, know your role. Know how much you're going to spend, right?
This smells fantastic.
How much you going to spend on Springsteen, how much you going to spend on all this. I don't know that I would front $1,000 for 2 tickets for a World Series game right now. I love this team. I don't know that I'm that guy for Game 2. I think I'm out. I think I'm out at $600 for a pair or something like that. Anything more than that, I'm out. And here's the other part. They're going to play playoffs.
Yep.
They're going to play league championship
Yep.
before you get there. Those tickets are not – they're going to be $1.50 to walk in the first round, $2.50 to walk in the second round. You go to a couple 3 games, you're going to be $2-3 grand deep in already before the World Series happens. This is just something that I'm talking to people about, and people are seeing invoices, and they're like,
whoa,
I don't have a $12,000 check right now to write to the Orioles on the notion that maybe they play 7 games in the playoffs, and then you roll my $5 grand into season tickets next year that's left over.
You can get it back.
People are quacking at that a little bit. And Leonard, no offense to you and your $400, you're used to it.
Yeah.
The club level's used to it.
Oh.
People fork it out. They pay it. They don't have any
think
problem doing that.
by any means that
This is a
average
different
fan-
thing.
Yeah.
Where you have 48,000 fresh tickets.
Yeah.
And that the fan base they currently have right now, they barely been able to get people to give them $10
Yep.
and go down there.
Yep.
This is going to be a cold shower. And I fear for empty seats in the playoffs. I do.
That'd be a bad look. Again, last playoff game I went to was Detroit.
Packed. Dome and Young.
We sat in the left field. I don't know why we sat there. Left field, outfield, which is now like the splash zone or something.
Right.
I don't remember what the tickets were, but it was outstanding. It was a great time. We had a ball. That ticket I don't think is the same as the behind the home plate ticket where Cal Ripken sits.
Right, that's a $1,000 ticket. Right.
But I think that ticket will be available. I think people will pay for it.
I think tickets are going to be available because of the price, is what I'm telling you. If the face value is $250, that sounds like half price to you for a football game for you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for the people that have been going to these games, a $250 second-round playoff ticket is going to be
Tough
an
ass.
awakening. My son and I went to one of the Kansas City games.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget this. The tickets were expensive, and I was on, at that time, StubHub, not SeatGeek, but I was on StubHub. It's 2014. My son and I had only been to one playoff game in his life together. We went to Philadelphia for like a Phillies-Rockies wild card game 20 years ago. He was a kid. And because I wanted to take him to a playoff game because I said, Angelos will never be in the playoffs here. So 12, 14, and 16 happens. My kid's 30 at the time in 2014. We were sitting at Reggie's, eating some Reggie fries when Reggie's was still open, and we were contemplating whether we were going to go back to my condo, watch it on TV, or whether we were going to get a last-minute ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets dropped. Tickets prices were dropping.
Right.
The weather was it was cold. It's another thing. It's cold.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cold. So
we could have snow.
I paid $220 maybe total for a pair.
Yep.
$100 a ticket.
Yep.
We sat 15 rows behind the dugout, third base.
And that's going to be there. I think it's going to be there.
And
if you're
that's
willing,
there,
if you're willing,
$100 a game for the playoffs, I'm in.
If you're willing to go downtown,
not so much.
If you're willing to come downtown, hang out, and these days, one of the things that I don't like about the technology of the world today is my ticket's on here.
You hate that.
I hate it. Because if I got a couple extras, what the heck do you do with a couple extra tickets on your phone? How do you get the guy walking down the street saying, anybody need tickets? I need tickets. You got to buy them. He's got to give you PayPal or whatever.
Venmo, right.
He's got to put your money in, and then you got to send him the tickets. You can't just hand the guy the tickets, get a couple bucks of cash, and go on about your business. But to that extent, on the other side, if you're willing to come downtown, hang out at the harbor, hang out at Faidley's, and have your phone going on StubHub, SeatGeek, Ticketmaster, and you're watching the prices and the playoff game, and it's top of the first.
Right.
That ticket, somebody's eating it. You're going to be able to buy it for $50.
All right.
I'm telling you, somebody's
we
going to
will
have.
come back and have a crab cake in a month. We'll talk about
somebody's either going to have nothing or beer money. What do they go choose? They're going to take your beer money. They're going to sell their ticket for $50, $100. You're going to buy it. You're going to go watch the game. And the commercials, the commercials where the two people are standing next to each other at the hotel.
And they get two different prices.
One of them paid. When have you ever been in a hotel where you knew what you paid for the room? They told you at the front desk, you paid $99.
Well, it never says what it does on the door. The door always says $429.
Right. So no, but that's nonsense. It's a funny commercial. The guy's like, oh, you paid $99. I only paid $69. Ha, ha, ha. But you go to the game. You sit down next to that guy and you say, I got this ticket for $50, and he says he got his for $300. He's going to be an unhappy guy.
Well, you have a good seat either way. Leonard Raskin's getting ready for playoff baseball as well as football season here. It's all brought to you by the Maryland Lottery in conjunction with our friends at Jiffy Lube. We have new sponsors and Window Nation, 866-90-NATION. I am enjoying having the windows open right now, and the breeze, fall has fallen upon us. I am a late tax guy. I thought about this with you this morning, too. I got to get up with Joe, get my taxes finalized. Any sort of money advice as kids go back to school here? You got a kid back at Ohio State right now.
Yeah, go Bucks.
Yeah.
The advice is don't wait until September to figure out what you should have done last year. I mean, here we are. We are in middle of September. Final personal taxes due October 15th. That's fine. If you're ready to file, that's good. But I work with a lot of people, and I'd say, well, let's make sure that we're proactive for next year. We're doing the things coming into the last quarter of the year
To get April right.
to get right for next year. And sadly, people don't plan. They file and then they go, oh my God. And their accountant says to them, you coulda, you shoulda, you mighta. Well, where were you in September of last year telling me what I coulda, shoulda, mighta for this year? So get right now.
Next year's coming.
Get with your advisors right now. Sit with your accountant, sit with your business advisors, sit with your financial advisor, your team of people. And the idea is, what should we be doing this last quarter to be ready for December 31? And then next year's taxes get done, whether it's April or October or whatever, and you can say, wow, that's outstanding. We did the right things at the end of 23 to do the right thing for our tax bill in 24.
The longer this segment goes, the longer you're going to have to wait to eat your crab cake.
It's fantastic. I've already dove in. I'm in.
Leonard Raskin's here. Damie's also here from Faidley's. We want to give a shout-out to the Divine family and everybody, Bill and Nancy, everybody treating us right around here on Packer Street. We're going to have one more, she swears, crab cake tour stop down here before Christmas. They ship here. They are open here for Orioles games. Stop by until 5:30 on regular game nights, but weekends as well. And Adam Jones, I wrote my Dear Adam Jones note as well as my Dear Steve Bisciotti and Dear John Hart. I'm working on my Dear Eric DaCosta note right now. I don't know whether it's going to be less or more harsh. I'm trying to figure that out. Either way, go Ravens, go Orioles, and come on back for our Maryland Crab Cake Tour. We're Coco's next Thursday from 2 until 5. Mike Rosigliano is our guest, and the great John Morgan, who wrote the book on Art Modell moving the team to Baltimore and the stadium. He now works for Bloomberg in New York. He happens to be in Baltimore this week, so he's going to be our guest next Thursday as well. Thanks to Win Donation, Jiffy Lube, and our friends at Maryland Lottery, as well as my dude here, Leonard Raskin, and Curio Wellness for sponsoring our 25th anniversary. Had a great conversation with Wendy Bronfin that you will find out at Baltimore Positive. Signing off from Faidley's, crab cakes, fried oysters.
Delicious.
For breakfast, no less. For breakfast, even better. It's not even lunchtime.
Absolutely.
I'm Nestor. We're WNST AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking important things in Baltimore Positive.